Welcome to the Law Firm Practice Management Advice Podcast.
The fundamentals of business.
Join Kirk Stange of Stange Law Firm as he discusses helpful strategies, tools, and insights to grow and manage a legal practice.
Good ideas are simple.
From improving client relationships to managing your team and scaling your practice, this podcast offers practical advice for navigating the challenges of law firm management.
Shall we proceed?
Now, here's your host, Kirk Stange.
Welcome to Law Firm Practice Management Advice. We have an interesting topic today. The topic is the rise of ChatGPT in law firm marketing. And this episode today is based on an article on my blog, lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com, dated October 10th, 2025. And the title of the article is Law Firms Need to Be Thinking About ChatGPT. So as a follow-up to the episode today, go on over to my blog and read this article for more information, but let's go ahead and jump on in. For a long time now, Google has really been a major source of potential clients for law firms, all right? Most law firms in this day and age realize that individuals find attorneys online. So individuals go to Google or the other major search engines and they type in keywords looking for lawyers that practice in the area of law in which they need to hire an attorney. So in knowing this, law firms have been very concerned, at least law firms that are savvy with online marketing have been very concerned about how they rank up organically through the search engines, right? So if somebody's looking for a lawyer in their locality, in their area of law, they want to show up on page 1, presumably. You know, page 2, page 3 can be okay, but page 1 is where the leads come from. Lots of law firms also doing paid ads through the major search engines, particularly Google, whether it's Google LSA ads or Google AdWords or Microsoft advertising, which puts ads up on Bing and Yahoo, for example. So law firms doing this to get clients, all right? And this has been really prevalent, I'd say, for the last couple of decades, and certainly law firms who got in early probably reap benefits from this, and law firms that kind of lag behind with the traditional advertising, whether it be the phone book, radio, television, billboards, or other traditional advertising means, you know, I mean, maybe they did okay, they got some clients, but if they didn't get in on search engine optimization and paid search engine ads, the reality is a lot of law firms probably fell behind, okay? But look, Google in the major search engine searches in terms of being a major source for new clients for law firms have really been the thing for the last couple of decades now, right? Been very important, become very prominent. And I think for a lot of law firms, you know, they realize this is the way to get a lot of new clients. But the reality is, at times, new things come into the market which can kind of change the game, which can make things different for law firms. And that's ChatGPT, as we sit here today, looks like a big entry into digital marketing that is really important for law firms to be thinking about. All right, so what should law firms make of ChatGPT? The reality is ChatGPT really came onto the scene from the research I did in 2022. Since then, ChatGPT has really grown in prominence quickly. All right, ChatGPT is based on artificial intelligence. So versus just being Google searches where Google's caching web pages and ranking them, ChatGPT gives people specific information about all kinds of things. So in theory, an individual can go to ChatGPT and ask about law firms in a certain area, and then could ask ChatGPT, what do you think of these law firms? And would you recommend a lawyer or a law firm? And what are the pros and the cons of this lawyer or law firm? And what are the achievements of this lawyer or law firm? And are there negative drawbacks to this lawyer and law firm? So a lot of individuals are now going to ChatGPT versus Google, Yahoo, Bing, where they used to look for information. They're going to ChatGPT to do this. All right? It's sort of a strange world, but individuals can actually go to ChatGPT if they're down to like a final 2 or 3 attorneys and ask ChatGPT, who would you hire amongst these 2 or 3 lawyers? All right? The truth is, this is kind of scary to think that individuals would ask ChatGPT who they should hire or what their recommendation is. But the truth is, this is what's out there right now. And more individuals are sort of scrapping Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and they're going to ChatGPT, and this thing is really sort of growing, okay? So law firms need to be aware of this. They need to be thinking about it, because this could, and we don't really know, but this could be the next big thing which pushes the search engines down in prominence, right? Like ChatGPT, in theory, could take over Google, Yahoo, and Bing and become the next big thing, just like Google and the search engines kind of took out the phone book, if you will, and other advertising that used to work in decades past. Okay, some argue that ChatGPT might just sort of might supplement, if you will, Google and the major search engines. Okay, it's not going to totally take away the search engines, but it's going to just sort of supplement. It'll be like this additional way in which people find lawyers and law firms, but it won't become the most prominent way. All right, we don't really know as we sit here today. Is ChatGPT just something that's going to supplement the search engines, or is it going to supplant it and sort of take it over? Okay, we don't really know. And what's interesting is, apart from ChatGPT, now you see Google has really developed its own AI technology known as Gemini. And Gemini is sort of like ChatGPT, but it's Google's version of it. And now when individuals are searching for lawyers or law firms, at the top of the search, more and more individuals are going to see the Gemini AI search results showing above the organic search results that used to be so coveted. All right, so again, Gemini, much like ChatGPT, but you see that when you do a Google search, whereas individuals, if they just go to ChatGPT, obviously they're just going to see the results from ChatGPT. For individuals who are just sort of miffed by this whole thing and they think it's strange, for those of you that have Apple devices, think Siri. Siri is a form of AI that Apple has had on like Apple iPhones for a long time, where people just ask Siri questions and they get answers. So Siri, very similar in its AI technology, but similar to ChatGPT and Gemini in a way. Okay, so look, we don't really know. You know, is ChatGPT going to take over the search engines and become the next big thing? There are a lot of reports out there that before long, lawyers and law firms and other businesses will be able to run paid ads on ChatGPT like they do on Google and Microsoft, for example, which show above the organic search results. So if ChatGPT starts allowing paid ads, the reality is a lot of lawyers might opt to get into that and try to get in early, okay? So again, what should law firms do in response to all of this? I mean, I think the answer to that question is be aware of ChatGPT and AI technology. Know that it's out there. Become familiar with it. Lots of lawyers and law firms, you know, if you don't have ChatGPT on your phone, maybe download that app and start playing on it. Start looking for things in your life on ChatGPT so you at least understand how it works, and then maybe search yourself on ChatGPT and see what you see. Is it positive? Is it negative? Are you showing up high in the ChatGPT searches, or are you not showing up at all? Okay, and this can be the same quandary people have when they search their law firm on Google. Do they show up, or do they not show up at all? Okay, and if they need some help, there's a lot of companies out there that market themselves to helping businesses either show up better on ChatGPT and AI, you know, so show up in a more positive way, and to show up higher. So maybe lawyers and law firms ought to think about hiring a marketing company to help them on ChatGPT and AI technology to make sure, again, that they're showing up high and showing up in a positive manner. Of course, this whole topic then brings in ethics, and what are ethical ways to do this, and what would be ways that wouldn't be ethical. And obviously that's a topic for another day, and probably an ethics seminar. Not one here today, but obviously lawyers and law firms, if they're trying to optimize themselves on AI, they need to be aware of the best practices from a professional responsibility standpoint as well, okay? So really coming out of this episode, I just want lawyers and law firms at least thinking about ChatGPT, and then think about Gemini, and think about other AI, and don't put your head in the sand and think that this this isn't coming and this isn't gaining prominence. The reality is more and more people going to ChatGPT and AI to find answers to questions and to find information than going to the search engines. And where this ends, where this lands, we don't really know. But if you're not thinking about it, if you're not contemplating it, then you could be left behind, right? So very important to know what ChatGPT is and be ready for it. We don't know exactly where it's going to land, but we do know that it's made a big impact already, and it's likely to make a bigger impact. So definitely be aware of it, lawyers and law firms. All right, as a follow-up to the episode today, go on over to lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com, read the article titled Law Firms Need to Be Thinking About ChatGPT. This will give you more information on this topic, but thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for our next episode of Law Firm Practice Management Advice coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Law Firm Practice Management Advice Podcast with Kirk Stange. Kirk Stange is the president and founding partner of Stange Law Firm, a multi-state divorce and family law practice. For more insight on similar law firm management topics, visit his practice management advice blog at lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com.